We have quite a big endeavor to do today, which is to redesign, reorganize, redo my TBR cart. To be quite frank, it's a mess and it needs to be fixed. Hello, my name is Reagan. Welcome to my channel. This is, I want to say it's going to be day 12 of Bookmas. However, I might move that up, but happy Bookmas, everyone. Here's what we're working with, and I'll show you my supplies. We'll go through all the books on it. We'll go through everything, okay? Here we go. Ta-da! This is my TBR cart and it is quite packed full, as you can see. But this isn't even everything. We aren't even including the new books I recently bought. My current November TBR, which is on a different shelf. And I have some Christmas books and holiday themed books at home that are not on the shelf currently. So we have more than what's right here. Design-wise, I have a few things that I'm looking to change. First of all, I just overall want it to be more aesthetic. I think I like my TBR cart now. I would really like for her to be this beacon of light when I'm choosing my next read or my next book for my TBR or my TBR videos. I want them to be a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. So we're working with this old girl that I've had for about 2 years now, and she used to be my food cart in my first dorm, but I've now changed her. My ultimate goal is to keep my TBR cart to one row of books forward facing for each row. Right now it is quite overflowing. As a design element, things I want to include. This is my annotation bag. I would like to include a spot for my annotation supplies to go on my TBR cart and my bookmarks, which are now scattered throughout. I went and did a little bit of shopping at Marshall's and I found this cute little organizer. She spins, and I thought it would be perfect to put my bookmarks, my markers, highlighters, tabs, all that kind of stuff. This is going to find a place on the TBR cart. I also have the issue of this cart, as you can see, has holes in it, and these holes kind of rip up the bottom of my books. And so my solution was I bought these felt strips, these adhesive felt strips, to place on the bottom of each section in order to try and keep my books looking nice and gorge. And I might even do one on the top and one on the bottom of each row, because sometimes the top of my books also get a little bit messed up as well. First things first, before we do the fun design stuff, we're going to clear it out, clean it out, get all the shit off. And here is when we have probably a time lapse. We now have my cart completely empty. It's kind of dusty, so I think I'm going to dust it really quick, and then I'm going to start some decorating, and then we're going to go through my books, and then we're going to put the books on the cart. I finished doing surgery on my TBR cart. We have here, you can see, like in the top, we have the felt layer, and I think it turned out pretty good. You can't really tell from the front that I did anything to it. I just think mainly it protects from a lot of damage on the bottom of my books, which is where I've been seeing like the biggest issue. Okay, I even did a layer to the underside and you still cannot really tell that there's a layer. I just felt like having a layer on the underside would help when I take out my books, how they kind of get like caught in the upper holes under here. So I thought that would help with that. Now that we've kind of got the cart fixed a little bit, a very minor fix, we're going to go through and look at all the books that I have, maybe unwholesome, and we're going to decide which ones I want to put on the cart and which ones maybe need to be in a separate pile for books that are on my TBR, but they're not immediate, because I feel like I have some books on here that I don't need on here. We're just going to start in this pile right here, right in front of me. Love Arranged by Lauren Asher. This one's probably going to stay. I'll let you know if I think otherwise. If they're going to stay, I'm not going to say anything. And you can kind of see here how like there's a little bit of damage to the bottom corner. That's kind of what I'm talking about. The Woman Destroyed by Simone de Beauvoir. I think this is going to maybe come off the cart because I'm definitely going to read this while I'm in France, so it's not going to be happening until February. At First Bite by Olivia Dade. Wild Card by Elsie Silver. Look at this front cover. Magnolia Park's The Long Way Home, Daisy Hates by Jessa, Daisy Hates The Great Undoing, and Magnolia Park's Into the Dark. The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings, Time of Your Life by Jessa Hastings, The Jasad Heir by Sarah Hashim, City of Gods and Monsters by Kayla Edwards, Storm of Secrets and Sorrow by Melissa K. Rorick. I think I'm probably gonna take this off because this is like the second book and I haven't even read the first one yet, so this might be set in another spot. A Dance of Lies by Brittany Arena, The Bridge Kingdom by Daniel L. Jensen. I honestly might unhaul this. I'm not super sure I want to read it. Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab, A False Start by Elsie Silver. Also, look at this inside cover. Unsteady by Peyton Corinne, Face Off by Chelsea Curto, Releasing 10 by Chloe Walsh, 11/22/63 by Stephen King, Like Mother by Suzanne Reiger. I feel like this is more of a summer book, so I might put this to the side since it's a hardcover and it takes up a lot of space, but I definitely do want to read this, just not in this season. Kind of the same for this book, Remarkably Bright Creatures by Shelby Van Pelt. Again, I feel like it's very summery. It's not what I'm gonna gravitate towards in the winter or in the fall. Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber, On Wings of Blood by Briar Bolin, and look at those sprayed edges. Terror at the Gates by Scarlett St. Clair. This is a signed edition and it is gorge. I know that's right, yeah. Yes. Yeah. Play Along by Liz Tomford, Night Road by Kristen Hanna. I'm not too sure about this. I'm going to set it to the side. Tempest of Wrath and Vengeance by Melissa K. Rorick. Again, book 3, so we're going to put it to the side. Now we get to the pile that's on my bed. The Nightmare Novellas by J.N. Kindig, Of Faith and Flame by C.C. Tyler, A Deal with the Elf King by Elise Kova, Phantasma by Kaylee Smith, Metal Slinger by Rachel Snyder, The Ashes and the Starker's King by Carissa Broadbent, Fairydale by Veronica Lancet, The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. I need to read this one. It's been on my TBR like 3 months in a row. Finally, the first book, Reign of Shadows and Endings by Melissa K. Rorick. We're keeping this on the TBR cart. Dawn of Chaos and Fury by Melissa K. Rorick. This is book 4, so again, we're putting it to the side. Alchemized by Sinlin Yu. Brimstone by Callie Hart. This is probably going to be my next read, so we're going to keep it on the cart for December TBR purposes, but I'm pretty sure I'm about to pick this up. A Heart for Christmas by Sophie Jo Main. This is going to be read during December. It's my advent calendar book, so I will be reading this every day of December. I don't know if I'm going to put it on my TBR cart because I don't necessarily think it's part of my TBR, because I guess it is, but like I know exactly when I'm going to start it and it's next week, so I feel like it's not going to go there. I feel like it's just taking up space. Holiday Ever After by Hannah Grace, again going on the TBR cart. Then we move into my TBR for November. I generally keep these books separate from my TBR cart and I put them on a separate shelf, so I don't think they're gonna go on here, but I am contemplating putting them like on the first row of the TBR cart where I could put my TBR for the month every month, but I'm not completely sure. I'm gonna have to feel it out. As for other things that I've been keeping on my TBR cart, my TBR jar for videos has always been on there. I also have my sticker pack, which has every bookish sticker I've ever received or bought or anything, so it is in this little baggie so that I have access to it if I want to redecorate my Kindle. Speaking of my Kindle, I also keep my Kindle on my TBR cart in its little case. I also keep this book sleeve, but it's getting kind of ratty and I think I need a new one, so this is gonna go off because I'm gonna buy a new one over the holidays. I also have all my bookmarks, so any little bookmark I have, received, kept, whatever. A lot of business cards from the book fair, bookmarks, more bookmarks, more bookmarks, more bookmarks. Now it's time we go through and we figure out where all of these are going on the cart and how I want to decorate them. There's a few options and I'm kind of thinking through how I want to do it. I think I'm going to keep my monthly TBR off of the cart for right now, just because I feel like I have too many books on there already that adding and keeping my monthly TBR will be a little bit too much. I'm kind of thinking a little book stack here, bow organizer, the spinny organizer on top, and then go from there. That's kind of my thought process, but we'll see. I have the spinny thing, the spinny organizer on the top of the TBR cart with all my bookmarks, my pens, my tabs, sticky notes, and things like that. Next to it is my TBR jar, and then we have a stack of books right below it. So we're going to move on to just organizing the books in general, and I want to try a few new things, I think, with how I organize the books on my TBR cart. So let's just get into what I think. I'm pretty much done with my TBR cart. I'm sitting in a little bit of a weird way, but I wanted to show you what is kind of going on here. And if you can't see the footage, I'll take close-up B-roll videos so you can see. The top, we have my spinning little organizer with all my bookmarks, my markers, my tabs, and sticky notes. And then right next to it, we have my TBR jar, which I use every month for my videos. I'm about to film one of those tomorrow, actually. Then we have a little section of kind of winter themed books, and then the holdover from the Magnolia Parks universe that I used to stack this on. So we have Daisy Hates, and then some winter themed books, hockey romances, sports romances, a Christmas romance, and in the back we have my advent calendar book. Next we have all my hardcover and very tall fantasy, including my tall paperbacks. We also have some just really tall books that have crossed over, like my Stephen King and my Releasing 10. And then on the bottom shelf here we have a little bit of everything. We have some romance, some fiction, some fantasy. It's all kind of jumbled together, but I really do think that the cart looks a lot more organized, a lot more aesthetic now, and that was kind of my goal. I just wasn't really enjoying looking at my cart when I wanted inspiration or an idea of what to read, so I'm feeling a lot better about this. You will see it in the TBR video for December, which is why I ended up doing this first in my world of events, but for you, it'll probably come out in the reverse order. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a good time, and I hope you maybe got some inspiration for your TBR cart. Check out my Kindle inserts in my Etsy down below. If you're looking for a holiday gift for someone, it would be a great idea for a reader. Thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe. I hope to see you in another Bookmas video, and I love you all. Bye.